Good morning. My name is Dr. Kathleen Ruddy. I'm a breast cancer surgeon. I've been in practice since I completed my fellowship at Memorial Sloan Kettering in 1995. I've taken care of more than 10,000 patients in the past 26 years. Um, Although in the past 18 months, I, like many physicians and surgeons, have been very preoccupied in taking care of patients with COVID. I have done this as in the outpatient setting, to be fair, but it is now a primary concern of my practice. A little bit more about my background. In the middle of my career, I went to McGill University and did the first International Masters for Health Leadership. I was very fortunate. I was invited by the Royal Family of Kuwait to create a breast service at the Royal Hyatt Hospital in Kuwait City. I worked with two of my colleagues at McGill using a World Health Organization grant to create a mammogram screening program in Uganda. I created the first iPhone app called Breast Health GPS that allowed women to use GPS technology on the app to locate the nearest mammogram screening center here in the United States. I wrote the first book on the breast cancer virus, which I believe plays a significant role in the majority of breast cancer. But as I say, over the past 18 months, my practice is primarily answering questions and dealing with patients who are having to struggle with COVID. So my patients have suggested, and my friends and members of my family and people at the farmers market, that I start a YouTube channel to be able to explain, as I do to them in very simple terms, what this pandemic is really all about, the scientific terms and so forth. And so with the unanimous support of the women from my book club last week, I'm launching the channel. So here we are. My idea is to have three separate playlists. The first would be COVID 101, and they will be videos that explain the vocabulary and the basic scientific concepts related to the virus and to the pandemic, to COVID. The second playlist will be curbside consults, and they will be case histories because I think you'll find it very interesting to hear the stories of individual patients, and I can use those case histories, as we do in the medical community, to understand some of the particulars, the important points about the disease. I will also use the curbside consults as a forum in which I can answer your questions. The most important playlist, however, will be morning rounds, and they will be daily videos. Let's hope for daily. I'll give it a shot. Daily videos in which I post and discuss the scientific news. What's new and what does it mean? Why is it new? How does it fit into the larger body of knowledge that we're building here? And what in that news can provide some actionable items, some practical advice about how to move forward. So my goal is to help you build the vocabulary and concepts that will establish a body of knowledge that you will have at hand to understand what is going on, why it might be going on in the way that it is, and what you can do to stay with the program as it unfolds, not be bewildered, be empowered, and be able to ask me and others, particularly your physicians, when you have got questions, in a way in which you feel confident about the questions that you're posing and the kind of answers that you're expecting. So thank you very much for joining me on this journey, this very unexpected and wild and woolly journey we didn't expect, but here we are at sea together. And I'll leave you with the two most important medicines that I believe are applicable here in the situation with COVID, but altogether. And they are love and mercy. Until I see you next time, God bless.